if there's a real supposed pearly white gate God, if there's a God that loves you so much and you pray to him and so on and so forth, and yet he lets these evil, sick, twisted freaks run amok, what does that say about who God is? It says in Corinthians that Satan is the god of this world. Now, if you take a look at what the god of this world means, it means the dominating force that controls the belief, the politics, the economics, and the actual mental makeup of all of the people of the world. That's what God is in this world, folks, all right? The God of this world is not someone who's holy, all right? We are here because of a punishment. Yeah, all of us have been banished here because we are being punished. And if you don't think so, then why is the basis of life that we have to kill and eat other living organisms in order to survive? I mean, what kind of holy God would make a basis of life on that? That's what I'm saying, folks. To live is to die. Yeah, that's real Garden of Eden-esque, isn't it, huh? That's real Garden of Eden-esque. Do not believe the God of this world is the creator of this place. And that's why when Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, he talked about all are endowed not by their God, but by their creator. Their creator. Yeah, I think that you people need to understand what the hell that means. The God of this world didn't create this world, all right? Whoever created this world to banish us to this world, and the God of this world is evil. I mean, how much proof do you have to believe or see for you to understand this? I mean, take a look around you. Take a look at all the evil people that are in charge of the world today. What do they know that you don't? Every time you do something bad, right, it comes back around, all right? It comes back around and gives you bad karma. How come bad karma does not hit or afflict these leaders that their decisions cause millions of lives to die, millions of lives to suffer, starve, be in despair, and yet they are continuously sustaining their power. They're continuously in control of people. And God is not punishing these people. God is not punishing these evil people. Now, you need to ask yourself, why is that? Because, folks, there are laws to this world that you are not privy to. There are laws in this world, spiritual laws of this world, that the church isn't telling you, that the pulpit isn't telling you, that no one is telling you. And that's why I'm saying, folks, you need to start becoming very aware of what is going on around you and stop living in la-la land. Because, folks, when you live in some ridiculous fantasy, when your mental capacity is somewhere else in some daydream, even though your physical being is on this earth, who's in control of you? Who's in control of you? I mean, take a look at our society in America today. Our society used to be vast. I mean, America had the Midwest, we had a bunch of small towns. All of a sudden, we are being collapsed into huge metropolises. Why? Why? Metropolises in which the cost of living is ridiculous. Metropolises in which economic opportunities, if not scarce, they are below the actual living wages of that particular metropolis. Why? There's misery, despair, crime, criminality in these metropolises. Folks, these leaders are trying to fix and socially engineer your reality. They're making you have Stockholm Syndrome, being a prisoner in your own city. You understand that? I mean, it's much like the gulags. That Stalin would send these people that were in the gulags to build their own prisons, to build their own death chambers. This is what we've become in America today. And do you think that whatever God you're praying to gives two rats' asses? It's obvious he doesn't, because the God of this world is not the creator of this world. Do you get that? It says in Corinthians, in the Bible, that Satan is the god of this world. Folks, you have to be realist. You have to partake in realism philosophy, meaning that don't view things in the sense of how you want them to be. You need to view things on how they actually are, how they are in reality. I mean, we're living in hell, folks. I'm not joking. I mean, our forefathers, with all due respect, they had to partake in nefarious Masonic activity. I mean, you know that you're living in a Masonic United States. You know this, right? They had to do some nefarious Masonic type activity. Annuit coeptis. Annuit coeptis. What's in back of the dollar? Look at the back of the $1 bill. Annuit coeptis. What does that mean? It means that God has crowned our enterprise with success. What God? What God are they talking about? And that's why I'm saying, folks, our forefathers made heaven out of hell. And right now, that's what we're fighting for at this point in time. Folks, you have to break into reality because each and every one of these sick idiots that are in power today, they are living in reality. And they're trying to control your reality. Because, folks, that's all this whole fucking game is about. It's about power. It's about the influence of minds. Because, folks, your mind is a powerful thing. And that's what when I mean they, I'm talking about the people in power are trying to rob you of. They're trying to rob you of the power of your own mind that you can conjure up. Because what the hell are you, man? What are you? What are you? You're a meat bag. You're a freaking meat bag. You understand this, right? I mean, when you die and they cut you up in an autopsy, it's nothing but meat, you know? It's internal entrails. It's biological garbage. It disintegrates. What's making you alive? What is creating the animation that is your body? What is it? What is it? It's electricity, man. Energy. Energy. That's why whenever you exert yourself too much, you exude heat. You exude heat, which is energy. Believe it or not, they have taken scientific experiments and realized that the amount of heat that a body can generate could power a light bulb. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you, man? Who are you? What are you? I'm serious. I'm not kidding around. What are you? I mean, do you think that your thoughts are your thoughts? Do you think that what you think is really what you think? I mean, I'm serious. Think about that for a second, man. I mean, where does your thoughts come from? How are you in control? You mean to tell me that this brain that's in your head, that's 97% cholesterol, you mean to tell me that this, mass of matter is what's really in control of you? Absolutely not, man. Science has even proved to us that this brain of ours is a receptor of information. That all of our thoughts and everything that we think is not happening in our heads. It's happening somewhere else, and we're receiving it in our head. Do you get it? I'm not joking, man. Look, I don't mean to freak people out, but it's time for people to start recognizing what is going on around here. This is something that needs to be said because they're never going to tell you this. No one's going to tell you nothing. No one's going to tell you why these evil people that are in charge of the world run amok. They know something you don't. They know the laws of whatever the Creator is. All right? Yeah. There's laws in this world that you're not privy to that they do. That's why you can be the most pious, you can be the most giving, you could be the most charitable person on earth, and yet you could pray to whatever God you think of, and God's not listening because what you're doing is not in accordance with whatever the laws of this world is. Do you get that? Do you get that? That's why karma isn't stricken to these evil leaders of ours, all right? I'm not joking. Why do you think these evil leaders can go and send people out to die by the millions and God doesn't care? God isn't punishing these leaders. God isn't striking these leaders with lightning. I mean, why? Why? Because they know something that you don't. And the fucking sooner that you understand this, the sooner that you can comprehend this, the better off you'll be in life. You will be at the same degree, for a lack of a better term, You will be at the same degree as many of these dumb, sick-ass, twisted idiots that are in charge of our world today. And once you obtain this type of knowledge, once you understand the foundation of what we are living under, that's when you can start becoming an influence in whatever realm you want to call this. Garden of Eden, hell on earth, whatever. Folks, no one's going to teach you this. No one's going to tell you this. And no one's going to explain why these evil people that are in charge, nothing happens to them. There's no karma. God doesn't stricken them with a goddamn lightning bolt, nothing. I mean, think about that for a second. You do something wrong, and because your brain, your belief system believes that it's wrong, all of a sudden bad karma comes to you. Did you notice that? Think about that for a second. Now look, the forefathers who were Masonic, and anybody who doesn't believe that is an imbecile. I think that you need to read about how the United States was conceived. The reason that it had to be Masonic and the reason that they utilize esoteric knowledge and symbolism is so that they can utilize the powers that are on this earth. It's there for everybody. You just have to know it, understand it, and believe it. And they were able to be successful in their enterprise that is the American system. I mean, that's what it says on the back of the dollar. It says, annuit coeptus. God has crowned our enterprise with success. What God are they talking about? Of course, if you take a look at where that annuit coeptus is written, it's written on the back of the dollar on the side that has a pyramid with an eyeball as the capstone. All right? So I don't want to get into the esoteric philosophy behind the pyramid, and I know that a lot of people believe that the pyramid is like some bad Illuminati, Masonic type of symbol. But believe it or not, I think people need to read about the pyramid. I think people need to understand the pyramid and the power of the pyramid. All right? I mean, believe it or not, there is major power that can be conjured up by the pyramid. I think people need to research this themselves. I mean, you know what, folks? As time has gone on, we have found pyramids that were hidden in plain sight. I forgot what European country it was, Bosnia. There was a mountain out there that everybody thought was a mountain, and as the deterioration of the agriculture on this mountain started to deteriorate, they started realizing that it was actually a damn pyramid, a built pyramid that was in this freaking mountain, that was looked upon as a mountain, that it was a constructed pyramid. Have you seen the pyramids that are underwater in Japan? Have you seen the pyramids that are underwater off the coast of Cuba? I mean, I'm telling you this right now, the power of the pyramid is not something that is exclusive, or any of these symbols, mind you. All these symbols of Masonry, Illuminati, the Rosicrucians, or heretics, I mean, I can go on and on. It doesn't matter. These people don't hold a monopoly over these symbols. They do not hold a monopoly over what this knowledge is. If this knowledge is available, then why is it available? I mean, if we can sit here and basically control the minds of individuals through utilizing symbolic and esoteric knowledge, then what the hell are we? What the hell is this? Do you get that? I mean, that's why I continue to suggest that people need to research the founding of this particular nation. It is Masonic. And believe it or not, our forefathers were utilizing methods that can be conjured up and could be considered evil in many cases. But they made heaven out of hell. And that's why whatever the God of this world is crowned their enterprise with success. So research the power of the pyramid, man. I'm not kidding around. I think that you need to understand what is going on around us, all right? And mind you, folks, how come we haven't been able to explore Antarctica? How come nobody's laid claim to Antarctica? Here we are in the international community going to war with each other for ridiculousness, and yet all these countries, Russia, China, every country in the world has signed a treaty that nobody lays claim to Antarctica. Now, why is that? Why is that, for Christ's sake? I'll tell you why. There was an admiral by the name of Richard Byrd, one of the best pioneers of aviation in American history, one of the youngest admirals in American history. This man had the Medal of Honor. His honor sheets it literally could take up 2 or 3 pages, his particular medals and all his commendations and so on and so forth, all right? This was the man that led the expedition to go and search Antarctica. And you know that at some point, he went there 3 times, okay? He went there 3 times, and he's been interviewed saying this. As a matter of fact, there is government footage showing that Richard Byrd went so far into Antarctica that he found an area that was not cold. There were warm lake waters. There were natural resources in abundance. Land the size bigger than America that is habitable but has no inhabitants on it. And yet we, as the world population, have been shunned and have been basically hidden of this particular knowledge that every government has. And if you want my personal opinion, that's the whole basis of the reason why they have this space program garbage. Because in my opinion, I think that they're trying to hide land from us. And what's the perfect way to hide land from us than to suggest to us that our Earth is only so many some odd square miles on a goddamn spinning ball? I'm not kidding around, folks. I'm not joking. I mean, you people need to start realizing that if you believe the whole idea that NASA went to space and went to the moon and all this other crap, you're an idiot, all right? I find it funny that NASA has these perfect pictures of the moon landing. I mean, apparently the camera crew got to the moon before the actual guys that got there, for Christ's sake, to take the picture, all right? And miraculously, when they took off from the moon, there was a camera guy there perfectly panning upward as the damn, whatever kind of piece of garbage rocket or whatever stupid, dumb space, whatever crap vehicle that they were utilizing at the moon going upwards from the moon. So I guess they left a cameraman there to pan upwards, and you people still believe this crap. You people still believe this garbage. I mean, why do you think they want to push this idea of a ball Earth traveling at I don't know how many 60-something thousand miles spinning on its axis, and that the sun is 93 million miles away, for Christ's sake? It's crap. It's crap, man. I mean, that's why they anesthetize this in your brain as soon as you enter into school. What's the first thing they teach you? 1 + 1 = 2, and here's the globe. Here's our Earth. What a bunch of crap. What a bunch of crap. And the reason I'm suggesting that we've never been to space, folks, they were trying to penetrate whatever in the hell is prohibiting us from going to space by sending nuclear weapons into the atmosphere to blow whatever it is that is prohibiting space exploration, quote unquote. They're trying to break whatever is prohibiting the space program from doing it, and they couldn't do it. It was called Operation Fishbowl, all right? And let me tell you, during Operation Fishbowl, what they did is they sent intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear weapons. I'm talking big-time, megaton nuclear weapons. I'm not talking about the little nuke that we sent to Hiroshima. I'm talking big-time warheads, and they tried to penetrate, all right? They tried to penetrate whatever in the hell's prohibiting them from going to space, and they can't do it. They sent nuclear weapon after nuclear weapon to penetrate whatever it is that's prohibiting them from going to space, and they can't do it. Look it up. Operation Fishbowl, for Christ's sake. And this was during the time when nuclear weapons were very expensive to create. I mean, this was the 50s, for Christ's sake, man. We had just barely created the nuclear weapon. I mean, it was very expensive to create these things. Why do you think that Kim Jong-un is starving his goddamn population? Because he's trying to build a goddamn nuclear weapon. It's very expensive. And yet, during Operation Fishbowl, the United States government, and not just the United States government, Russia, all kinds of people were partaking in this to try to penetrate whatever in the hell is prohibiting these people from going to space. All right? And that's all there is to it. And if you don't believe me, I don't really give a crap. You continue to live your stupid lie. That's why these morons have control of your belief system. All right? That's why they have control of your belief system. They have control of your mind, and it's disgusting. So once again, I would strongly advise everyone to start researching this because it's all there, all right? It's all there. Why do you think they want to push this whole space concept into reality, into our heads? Because they don't want us to know that we are trapped here forever. Do you understand this? That we're not going to space. We're not going to, colonize planets. We're not going to go to Mars. All right? And you think that if people understood this, that they would take that very well? Absolutely not. Look at these space nerds out here. They actually believe that there's going to be Star Trek in the future. Look at all these idiots that actually believe in Star Wars and the Millennium Falcon and all this crap. I'm serious, man. I mean, why do you think they're telling us this? Because they don't want you to know, first of all, the actual geography of the world, first and foremost, and secondly, they want to control your belief system, you idiots. I mean, why do you think the whole goddamn NASA program is a Masonic piece of trash? They are controlling your belief system, you morons. Jesus Christ, why don't you think for a second? Why don't you use what you have in your head and start thinking about these things, you stupid idiots? Jesus Christ, man. God is Satan, and it says it in Corinthians, folks. It says it in the Bible, okay? The creator of this world banished us here for some goddamn reason. For some reason. And because the basis of this life is to kill and eat another living organism in order to survive, I mean, what kind of holy basis is that? What kind of spiritual basis of life is that? It's evil! It's evil! I mean, you think that God, or the creator is really some guy with, a nice white robe with pearly white gates? Are you kidding me? I mean, this is a punishment, man. I mean, that's what makes our forefathers so exquisite and so brilliant, because they were able to utilize the secret knowledge that was encapsulated in the church, and I'm talking about the Catholic Church, believe me, they know all the secrets, all right? The nobility, the monarchs, they utilized that secret esoteric spiritual knowledge and created America. Why do you think they were able to defeat the Brits? I mean, take a look at the French Revolution. That was also Masonic. I mean, look at these things, man, you freaking idiots. I mean, the reason the Masons control the world because they took over the Catholic Church. And that's why you got this wacky-ass, idiot, dumb moron, this Pope, basically turning the Catholic Church into a goddamn, the whore of Babylon. Oh, it's okay if you had an abortion. You could still be Catholic. Oh, it's okay if you had a divorce. It's okay. We love you. It's okay if you had a child out of wedlock. It's okay. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, wake up, you stupid morons.